All right, welcome back to Flashback Fridays with the one and only owner of the international iconic Made in Compton Store. Bone, how are you today?
I'm good, and yourself?
Good, and as we see, Mako Capone. So you was called Mako moreover than Bone, or what? Back in the day.
Well, everybody started out calling me Bone. Then when I started rapping, it changed to Mako Capone.
Okay, okay. And absolutely. So, we have new t-shirts. They went super fast with just like how you call them testers, and they're the little homies. And shout out to Damu. He's with his great activity of his mindset and his graphic designing. He's not here yet in the comments area, but he'll be able to hear about it later. But just to know that, yeah, I thought that was pretty neat. The little homies t-shirts, and now you have a new t-shirts coming. Yeah.
Yeah, the big homies.
The big homies. That's right. I'm trying to get those uploaded real quick right here so we can see that. Absolutely. But just knowing that it is Flashback Friday, do you have a story that you want to share when you see this picture?
Oh man, my guy Adamu again. He sent the picture over, and I was like, "Wow!" And then he was like, "Man, do you know who they look like?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, kind of the one in the middle, kind of look like my big brother." He like,
Mm.
"Yeah." He said, "That's all three of y'all." He said, "Mine is E." He say, "That's you, that's Big Vault, and that's Cosmo." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Mm.
He said, "Yeah, man. So, I'm presenting this to you." I said,
No.
"Okay." So we taking it and we running with it. We finna release it.
Okay. Yes, indeed. A beautiful, beautiful shirt. And there's another uh, uh shirt right here or another picture so you can see it like that. How about that? Nice.
Mm. Thanks again, Adamu.
Yes, indeed. Absolutely. Very nice. I'm looking forward to seeing those in the store. Yes, indeed. So thank you so very much once again, Donald. And if we can share, he had to have a store, you know what I mean? And we have the Made in Compton store. If it was all spread out, we had to have a Damu store. Absolutely.
Oh man, absolutely.
Yes, indeed. So I know it's a flashback Friday. So you remember back in the day when people used to go skating all the time, which is rare
Yeah.
today. Yeah. So you have any stories about all these back in the day music and skate land and when everything was popping with the pop locking and everything?
Yeah, but we used to go to the skate depot in Cerritos. I mean, we didn't never go to skate land.
Mm-hmm.
That was a little after that era when we started doing music. But we used
Okay.
to go to the skate depot, and I remember one time I caught a flat coming back from the skate depot, and I had to ride my rim all the way back to the house,
Oh
and it
wow.
was crazy.
Man, man, just like you say, those were the times, like you saw phone booths on the sidewalk. I mean, what was that like before you got a pager?
Oh man, that was crazy because at first, yeah, like you say, your pager go off. You said stop at the telephone booth to answer your call, but then
Mm-hmm.
they came out with the Sky Cellulars, where it was that big old transcellular contraption where
Mm-hmm.
you carry it in your hand, but it was like a piece of workout apparatus. And
Man.
then after that, it went to the brick phones, and once it went to the brick phones, everybody had a phone. It was nonstop movement. Then it was like, what did you need a pager for? But we still had pagers because pagers we was used to 'em.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. That was the back in the days. And then just looking at this picture right here, just trying to spread out all of the the different departments and categories we have at the Made in Compton store. It's kind of like a flashback back in the day. You have all the drive-in, like we got the new drive-in postcards, and we had those people that talking today how they had so much fun at the drive-in, the Compton drive-in back in the day. Man, you got a story?
Well, I remember my sister used to live by the Compton Drive-In when I was a kid. I
Mm-hmm.
never went, but we used to when we used to ride by, I used to see the movie showing over the bushes, and I was like, I probably just pull up on the outside and watch a movie. That's what I told my sister, and she was laughing. She was
Uh,
like, "Nah, boy, we're gonna have to go one day," but we never
uh,
went.
I got you. I got you. And then, it was something else. Another, older lady was talking about how people are just so busy these days. And it's literally, just like the time, not that she said about the time, but it does seem like it goes fast. And people are trying to accomplish a lot of things. And, and that's a good thing, people moving around and everything like that. So, just like we always say, it's an honor and pleasure. It's beautiful that people, find time to stop by the Made in Compton store in their very busy schedules. Especially, you hear people talking about, and people see people, getting out of the yellow cabs and everything, and that they rented a car from LAX's. Make sure they came and get some Compton attire, and you see from the comments, and it's really neat, to see that. Man, and just to know, yeah, it takes a lot, just to make things happen and take time to shop for yourself, even at that rate. So, but with that in mind, you have like, it's a souvenirs because Compton's known all over the world and everything like that. But I see here, Chat GPT create this image and it says gift shop. Now, we used to call them gift shops a long time ago, right? Could you ever imagine that you was gonna have a souvenir store like?
No, not in my wildest dreams.
Not one time you wanted to have your own store, not even going to HQ when you used to do all that dressing.
Well, it's a crazy story. The motivation came from a place that used to be right there where we at. It was the record shop. And I
Mm,
always thought I wanted a record shop because it seemed like it was just like the central hub for the city. Everybody met there.
mm,
Everybody hung out there and they, looked for vinyl and waited on getting a tape made and all that. So it
mm,
was one of the things that it attracted me. That's what attracted me to music, but the
mm.
music was a segue to the store. So it's like it all came with evolution. The
Yeah.
plan evolved.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then now you look at this picture right here, and it has evolved, and you see a gift bag right there. But you also know that that's only the Made in Compton roads beyond that. And then of course, today's Friday, so if we did have awards and that type of thing, of course, for a comment area, we would give Adamu an award where he makes the most comments. Or he has made the most comments across the board, especially now that we've done podcasts for 7 nights a week. What is this like to see these drinkware that we talk a lot about because we work next door to the famous Bunny's liquor store?
Oh man, it made me think about that the glassware shop that used to sell wine glasses that was off Delamo and
Mm,
Alameda. Because I
mm-hmm,
remember I went up there one time and I bought some platinum flutes, and I was like, man, I never really paid attention to glass till
mm,
I start buying stuff from places like that. And
mm-hmm,
it's like of the same quality. It has the Made in Compton store on it. And I'm
nah,
like, man, it's an honor and a pleasure. And it felt like, we moved up when we start selling wine glasses and shot glasses and hip flasks.
I
Cause it
got
was just like, it was, a part of people. It's like it say a part of what your character is about, whether you drink from a wine glass or a shot glass or a hip flask.
mm, got you. Now some people drink from more than one. So what does that say?
Well, it just say that they well rounded, they versatile.
Mm-hmm. Got you. And shout out to Chili Mac. He came up with that idea about the stemless wine glasses. Because what is that? He drinks. Was it cognac or is it cognac?
Yeah.
Uh huh. I think that yeah, that's been pretty neat too because it was always neat to see the shot glasses and actually, both of those are frosted ones, but we do have clear shot glasses too. I think I'll probably put it like that for the picture because we have the clear stemless wine glasses. But yeah, nice, nice. Now this calendar here is 2026. I'm not sure if people know, but it's still something about writing something down on the calendar. So please let somebody know that we have calendars, and it's still good. Bulk of the year left to still purchase a calendar. I know that people are looking for calendars before the new year, but it can still be instrumental. Absolutely, even as small as it is. Yeah. So yeah, just to think about some of these other things, like we know that we jumping back, but just want to jump back into the music because we do have music that goes right along with that drinkware. But these are example I utilize the chat GPT, but of this one and this two of the gaming safe. Now, how would you or where would you think this CD would land? Like stores or how would it, the market be for these if you think if you dropped this back in the day?
I think if the market would have been good for it because one thing about Factor House, we always dropped quality music and it was always of the time or before its time. So I think this would have been one of those before its time.
Nice, nice. Now, would you try to get that put, because what I'm saying too as well, back in the day, shout out to DJ Crash. He had a record store, if you will. I call it a record store too, because he had that little office right there, and now he got a whole lot of offices. But he had the small office inside the gas station over there by the Carson Mall, uh, on the corner. What is that? Avalon and Dalmama.
The Lamo.
Yeah, and I thought it was pretty neat. And I said, if I had music, I would want my music in his store. And and that's where I had my first T-shirt made, way back in the day. So where would you want your music be played, or
Uh,
what shelves would you like? Because there are different places and different caveats.
Back in the day, VIP records used to be where everybody wanted their music. So I would have to say through the VIP record chain.
Go to work. Got you. Absolutely. Absolutely. Shout out to VIP Records in the LBC. That part right there. They doing a phenomenal job over there. Got to shout out D Smooth with the advertisement and the marketing going on over there too. Amen. Yes, it's doing
Man, shout
a
out
great
D
job.
Smooth.
Yeah, and shout out the LVC photographer over there. He was the first person that uh, did a headshot. I needed the headshot for the One West magazine, and I was like, "Oh, you do my picture?" Yeah. He's like, "Oh my goodness, makes the best pictures." Absolutely. He does the hosting of the podcasting over there at VIP Records now.
Oh,
Mm.
nice.
Yep, yep, absolutely. So talking about Flashback Friday, how cool is that? Yeah, used to do podcasts in Inglewood at Accelerated Radio, where Kevin Nash had a spot, and he was one of the guests. That was so cool. Yeah. But just knowing that there's so much history, 50 years, although eh, many of us could say it went by pretty fast because we're over 50. And it was just like astronomical just to know. It is kind of like, wow, this is like, I was here young and it's a renaissance and this is what it looks like now. It's a museum made about this music in this era that we grew up in. And when we were children, it was like you talking about going to the history museum or going to any museum. We was like, museum. But now you're older and you can respect the museum when you hear it more better. And even at that rate, if they have a gift shop in that museum, you get an opportunity to go to a museum, you're supposed to buy something, a souvenir and everything like that, some type of collectible. And what do they call it when you put it? Time capsule. Can you imagine?
Mm-hmm.
Man, the times when you were with your friends and even if it was your BlackBerry phone or like you said the beeper or something else, and you did a time capsule and it was buried at one of these neighbors houses and stuff because a lot of the same neighbors they lived there or part of the generation is now living in the houses and stuff like that. Isn't that something? That would be a trip.
Absolutely.
Man,
Man.
I know. We probably need to write another book because our imaginations get rich. But
Mhm.
yeah, think about it. So yeah, there's something else that you wanna share. I have some pictures. Maybe it can ring a bell for you to share a flashback story. Like
Oh,
that.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember going to 1 hour photo. Me and my homeboy Winky. We had
Mm-hmm.
our Compton hats on and we had our shirts that we got made at Federal Pants. And we went and took some pictures. Man, them was the good days when you go take your picture and then it take an hour for your picture to develop and you sit there and wait, wondering
For
how they
real.
came out.
Exactly. Just sitting there talking. Just that's all you did. Sit there talking and waiting. And you might go to the store and then come right on back and, eat your stuff from the store and sit there and wait. That's right.
And look
Man.
at the people who took pictures before you that left their pictures on the wall.
Yeah, exactly. That part. Mm-hmm. And what about this picture here? Well, maybe something from golfing. Did you ever golf back in the day or anything?
No, but I remember one time me and my neighbor, Chi Chi Rodriguez, that's what I call him, because I
Uh-huh.
said he was a golfer. He had some golf clubs, and we
Mm-hmm.
turned our front yards into like a miniature golf course. And he had never let me forget it. We had it where we went across 1 yard, then at the end of the other yard was the hole, and I hit
Wow.
a hole in one. And he
Yeah.
was like, man, he was jumping up like we was on the golf course for real. It was a good time though.
That part, that's what I'm talking about. Nice, nice. What about this picture here? Anything make a connection?
Oh yeah, yo-yos. I remember dunking yo-yos. Me and my nephew Javon, we
Uh-huh.
used to always want dunking yo-yos, and we used to get the cheap knockoffs, but they
Uh-huh.
were still good because he still taught you how to do a yo-yo.
Oh, got you. That's tight. That's tight. Yeah.
In Compton High, Blue City, man,
Mm,
make me think about back in the day when we used to have a student parking lot, and only a few of the kids had cars, but it was a cool thing, and like
oh,
that they had a parking lot for the students.
yeah. That's so true. Wow. Yeah, I don't know if high schools do that now.
I
Yeah.
don't think so, but I mean, you can get your license at 16. I don't see why not.
Right, right, right. Exactly. Mm-hmm. And then now you move on to you're a grandparent now and you have you have two new CDs in this picture as well, and then you before you was a grandparent. You know what I mean, because it's like hip hop's been around a long time. You have other
Mhm.
CDs here in this picture. Mm-hmm.
Like the saga continues.
Yeah,
Factor House was ingrained in my mind. So it's like I always want to do something to build on that if I can.
that
Like we still planning on doing some music. Me and Chili Mac supposed to do some music later this year.
nice, nice, that part right there. Oh yeah, see, this was before the maybe I'm not sure when we put that together if we had the stimulus classes yet or not. But yeah, we have stimulus classes and shot classes for sure as well. Mm-hmm.
And
What?
this one right here make me think about when we designed the Hub City shirt, me and Big Dutch. It
Mm-hmm.
was like, we was trying to come with something because the Jack Daniel was doing so good. So we was trying to come with something that can be, kind of equivalent and, keep them happy because everybody had the Jack Daniel. We had printed the Jack Daniel in like all the crayon colors that you could think of, even
Wow.
yellow, and the yellow even sold out. So the
Really
Jack Daniel was like a top seller. The Jack Daniel helped us to get established as far as, at that location.
nice, nice. And somebody just came in asking about a yellow t-shirt, but we do have two other ones. But yeah, we had that Jack Daniels. I know. Yeah, he would have got that. Absolutely.
Oh, and the robe comes with a story. I was tired of dads getting shortchanged on Christmas and on their birthday, getting cheap pajamas and ugly sweaters and all that not normal Christmas tradition. So I said, let me get something with a little more bang, a little more luster. So I went out and I found this robe, and that's how the idea all started because I wanted dads and moms too, to be feel appreciated. And we about to roll out some more colors just to show that we want the women to feel appreciated too.
Absolutely. But more so toward the end of the year because the summertime is coming. But yeah, toward the end of the year because it's hot.
Absolutely, because we know we don't want y'all having no hot flashes.
Yeah, you already know. I was like, I didn't want to scream it, but I was like, yes, indeed. And then just because bring us back closer to the current time, since we talk about Flashback Fridays, so this is definitely a time when you first got your book on the shelf and you first, was like, I'm really an author. That was your first book before you even thought about writing a second book. And before your CDs were pressed, the disc one, disc two for the book, this is definitely a flashback photo right here. And that tell you too. Look up. This has been a while because the Hub City Legend is not in paper form. It's all digital. By the one and only Lonzo, and his book is there, not without Alonzo. Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely. The Hub City Legend, that's the piece that keep you up on what's going on in Compton.
Yes, and one more thing, yeah, that poster. We have like a few more of those posters when Easy Street was named just recently. And then look, now we have the painting you brought from your warehouse to put there of that your friend painted of Easy E, and the city has now given us a sign to put over that Easy E
Oh,
picture.
that's crazy. It's almost like we prophesized what was gonna be there.
Man, wow. Absolutely. Dang, that's a trip. Well, I think that was yes, indeed, the flashback pictures, and we started off with what we rolling out as well. But just knowing, oh, here's just a quick picture, updated picture, utilizing AI because I wasn't utilizing as many of these Chat GPT AI renditions of our clothing and services at the main Compton store. But yeah, just a shout out to the Tipsy Tuesday podcast. It seems like a lot of people enjoyed that and everything. And so stop by Tipsy Tuesdays as well. But we definitely podcast every evening. And definitely the one and only number one show on the platform, Micpt Channel 12 Compton, is the Bone with Friends show. And today is the Made in Compton Stores podcast, Flashback Fridays, where we have business videos. It's actually should say photos as well from back in the day, as you see today. And if you have a suggestion about the Made in Compton store, because we had Les on the Bone with Friends podcast last Sunday, and he shared a plethora of information, and just you could tell just had a great joy, chopping it up with you from way back about the music. So, but this is Flashback Friday. I can only imagine there are more stories people would like to speak with you about, Bo.
Man, we about to roll them out. I got
Mm,
one of my guests coming back this Sunday. It's the second time being on the show. And we got a few people that's coming back for their second and third time. because we
Hmm.
had such a good time and the content was so good. We had to bring them back.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's always beautiful. And so, but it definitely, if you know anybody that has something they want to share, an event or a flyer, we do have a business area inside the Made in Compton store for business cards and flyers. And if you'd like to be interviewed, uh, definitely just, let us know. Definitely, we have micpt.com for contact. You can leave your contact information on there as well. And let's see if I could make that card a little bit bigger, but no, I have to do that on another time. It's a icon in the corner, upper right hand corner, like a logo. But let me
Hmm.
see if I can make it a little larger. No, it doesn't do that. That's the logo here. So I'll have to change that one and make it an overlay in the future. But at any rate, Bone, is there something else you want to share before we conclude this podcast?
Yeah, I want to share that. Stop by the main Compton store while the basketballs are 50% off. And if you buy a jersey, you get a free basketball until the
Mm-hmm.
month of March is over.
Absolutely. And we have, well, since you brought that up, I have a fun picture right here. Um, it's so funny. Yay! Buy a jersey, get a basketball free. Basketballs 50% off in March. Made in Compton Store 2026 in the mix at March Madness. Absolutely. I'm telling you, this chat GPT is pretty fun.
Oh man, it's amazing.
Yeah. You see that picture there?
Hmm.
Yes. Oh, yeah. You shared it on Instagram too. Well, it's been neat. It's fun. Flashback Friday. Since sometimes, they're totally different. So like every time you turn around. Well, in the interest of time, because it is one of those days I'm working on somebody's book, but I want to say thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And you need any assistance with your book, you let me know. And whether it's just, helping with an outline or a sounding, good sounding ear, active listener might need for your book, just let me know. All right. Well, until the next time, everybody, have a great, great time.
Peace.